ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯍꯜ ꯂꯃꯟꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯊꯝꯕꯤꯕ ꯊꯥꯖꯕ ꯂꯤꯕꯤꯔꯕ ꯋꯥꯔꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡ ꯏꯟꯅ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯁꯤꯅ ꯇꯥꯏꯕꯪꯕꯨ ꯁꯦꯝꯕꯤꯕ ꯃꯄꯨꯒꯤ ꯁꯛꯇꯝ ꯏꯕꯨꯙꯧ ꯏꯕꯦꯟꯙꯧꯒꯤ ꯁꯛꯇꯝ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯏ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠ ꯊꯥ ꯑꯅꯤꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯐꯣꯀꯁ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯊꯤꯕꯤꯗ ꯐꯣꯀꯁ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯏꯅꯔꯖꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯠ ꯏꯅꯔꯖꯤ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯇꯥꯏꯕꯪꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯂꯦꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯊꯛꯁꯨ ꯈꯥꯁꯨ ꯑꯅꯤꯃꯛꯁꯤꯗ ꯂꯥꯏꯐ ꯁꯥꯏꯀꯜꯁ ꯂꯤꯚꯤꯡ ꯏꯅꯔꯖꯤ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯑꯣꯄꯣꯖꯤꯠ ꯍꯥꯞꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯏ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯊꯤꯕꯤ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯊꯥꯒꯤ ꯈꯣꯡꯆꯠ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯀꯤ ꯑꯀꯣꯏꯕꯗ ꯅꯣꯔꯠ ꯏꯁꯇꯒꯤ ꯁꯥꯎꯠ ꯏꯁꯇ 23rd degree tropic of Cancer dagina 23rd degree tropic of Capricorn asida chali aduga hariba chaliba khongchet ase karmai tawdana malemjita puthoke haibagi maramda kupna nenar matungda solution phangi kari haina at the end of the morning hours id 12 noon asida morning hours loire from that point of time noon time dagi towards the midnight of opposite half ibadi winter da southwest direction da quite opposite to the sun new moon period da shi 2 weeks ki puthoi cellularly ki puthoi aduga at the end of evening hours evening pung 33 gi loirak pasida midnight ta full moon puthoi aduna hariba opposite half se kanana sanage haibada December amasung June solstice anisina morning hours morning 12 hours evening 12 hours of north and south quite opposite on the axis of the earth on the axis of the sun asi puthori aduga prithibi amasung thagi khongchet asida numit ki akoibada from north to south from south to north tha torki khongchet asina life cycle si puthori new moon gi thasi gi khongchet asina what basically no the position of the king of the east sky is evening 12 hours aduga the position of the full moon week is the position of queen in the west sky is morning 12 hours of 2 weeks for 6 months quite opposite on north and south is up and down journey the life cycle asigi up and down journey se puthoi masi kadai dagi khangino haibada maitai singna nganglaramba chanaramba thangjing marjing wangbren kobru maigei mari sungdai nipan haiba maitai gi akupa kanglon asidagi puthokpani madugi makha tabada prithibisi da karam tawna life cycle si puthoke haibada kupna nera matungda nimit tha ani gi light system asina new moon week id thasi dagi summer winter asi evening 12 hours of 2 weeks puthoi aduga is full moon week purnima gi matam asi of winter and summer se at midnight of the winter and summer is morning 12 hours after solstice of summer and winter of December and June quite opposite on north and south is a triangle for beginning of life cycle on the earth's opposite axis khawang sida puthui aduga evening moonlight for 2 weeks and the morning moonlight for 2 weeks for 3 months asida prithibi ki opposite half ta as spring towards summer and as autumn towards winter puthui aduga morning hours evening hours morning and evening sunlight during daytime of summer winter the sun and moon project repulsive force in the evening 12 hours and impulsive forces in the morning 12 hours quite opposite on north and south for every 6 months from solstice to another solstice aduga prithivigi solstice of summer asina atamasi puthore is the evening hours aduga solstice of winter sina produce spring of winter as morning hours aduga the equinox of March and September produce the first part of summer and the first part of winter quite opposite on north and south the Lord produced this nation produced tawi spring and autumn se on opposite halves is king and a queen and summer and winter there are two kinds of repulsive and impulsive of high grade of gravitation during new moon and a full moon after solstice, after every solstice for humankind. Aduga, after every equinox for animal kind, for the welfare of the people and environment. Aduga, sida piriba triangle se, northern hemisphere na clockwise ni, and the southern hemisphere na anti-clockwise ni. Aduga, hariba northern hemisphere da haurai basi morning di west southwest ge haurai. Aduga evening na southeast ge haurai. Aduna northeast ka southeast ka se every 6 months. Aduga every equinox ta summer se da winter se summer se da thataruk khudingi solstice amasu equinox ne putoi. Aduna prithvi gi figure se triangle se bueno weri masi sida piriba diagram asina uli haugalak se da midnight ni of longest day and night. Aduga mayai de leiba partition sida the position of the equinox of the earth's north and the south of equatorial line asi puthoi. Hariba winter and the summer, spring and the summer ani se kamai to puthoke habda due to the inclination of the earth's axis to the north and to the south according to the position of new moon in the sky and a full moon in the west sky. Aduna prithvi gi figure se triangle se amowe na puthoi. Ngakui madu makha tabada prithvi gi triangle se kalam na puthoke opposite halves da puthoke haibasi sida piriba diagram se uli se piriba triangle se earth ki opposite axis ni of north and south. Hariba opposite field se mid at midnight of winter and summer during full moon week. The sun and moon project first light system is new moon from east and as full moon from west in the first and the third quarter. First quarter dagi adi January February dagi horaga, second quarter lalaga, third quarter dagi amuk spring na tamchim puthoi ona tenena. Asena sida uli base first and the third quarter is the beginning of opposite triangles of north and south. Asi hariba figures in uli. Aduga hariba kungsida si spring and atom se is up and down journey. Spring is an up journey, atom is in a down journey of opposite axis. Aduga second and the fourth quarter of the year, that is April and October, November, December, April, May, June, opposite second quarter and fourth quarter se masina summer and winter. Why? Summer is in a up journey ni, aduga winter is in a down journey ni. Quite opposite on north and south as equinox, beginning from equinox. After spring, the first quarter and third quarter of the north and south begin 6 monthly to get offspring of opposite halves, opposite fields of the earth according to the motion of the earth and the moon's rotation on its own axis and the revolution of the earth and moon as life partner of opposite fields around the sun. Aduna hariba figures ina prithvi sida matau karamna life cycle puthoke ase triangles in uli. Aduga hausik makha chathari pa triangle sina kalamai tawdana prithvi sida opposite half sida nimitha ani sina life cycle puthoke haibase sida piriba mathakta ngasai pankriba opposite half ki triangle si karmatam da haurei karmatam da losari spring and atom se the longest day and night of the year horapani spring and atom se opposite halves da from the north again from the south from the first quarter and the third quarter. This is shown very clearly. Awangdagi se horei khadagi se horei adu prithvi sida khwaidagi best offspring of the earth and the moon, offspring of the Lord karam kanta hogdagi da December amasu June ni matungda is the spring and autumn in the first quarter and the third quarter before equinox. Aduga after equinox triangle se center se sina equinox ni of opposite halves. Aduna equinox se yogdring da north and south equinox yogdring da akoi life cycle se haugadam ni is up and a down journey of opposite halves. Up is the growth for growth of the life cycles, growing process, and down is the down journey is for production of fruits as offspring of opposite fields. Asini. Dugi makha tarpada the diagram shown here by the blue and green color is the summer and winter of the earth on opposite hemisphere. Bigger size of the diagram is the longest day and night after every solstice of December and June. Spring and autumn period before crossing equinox, March September the life cycle life cells should install into the eggs of Mother Earth. Aduga Mother Earth equinox ki mamang da life cycle form the life cells of the opposite halves can grow properly, as shown in the diagram of bigger size, shown completely in this diagram. The bigger size will show the complete form of life cycles of opposite halves. Aduna masida puthokpa taragadi spring amasung atamda puthokpa taragadi akoina puthoiba angang sing ase offspring ase measure offspring of the nature of the north and the south projected by the sun and moon every solstice and measured on every equinox of September and March. Aduna hariba format se kamai tawdana puthokke haibase Manipur gi culture dagi puthokpani. Ekhoi gi maitai gi chanabi da haikru haiba pambi se January February da mapan sai amuksu July August da mapan sai mapan sariba perosi da ekhoina mapu dagi masani jagadabani before crossing March, before crossing September. Aduna ekhoina March obada haikru se mapung phai aduga September obada mapung phai haikru se every thataruk khudingi mapung phana puthokpa akhoi Mother Earth ki issue ni aduna ekhoida haikru yaudravadi luhong wi ade masina takpaji karamai takhebada ekhoina sahi khudingi langban gi tara mathoi nithoi ni patra mathoi ni pambasida haikru hidongba ceremony si pangthoi haikru hidongba ceremony si da bijo govinda da leiba akoigi patsida hinauni da nipa nupi si tongaga hidane lairamba lairebe adi gi saktam laurga aduna sangsara se mi wina porkba society asida khwaidagi maroiba jiba si nipa nupi sini godfather goddess mother ni moini sina hije tongaga ipage saktam image saktam lauraga hidana bari afaba yaifaba tanbani aduna haikru na pal sarigada akoina hinausida image hinausida imana puthokpa axida tongaga akoina hinaudu tongaga akoi kodimuni hingibani akoina life journey se akoina salibani ada hinaugi lamjeni nipa nupi taibangi labjeni masi yamne spiritual ebna scientific oiba Manipur gi ahlamana puthomba culture ne masi madu mamange ni thopaling ai matamda akhoi mioi bana loina ma follow torba aduga yamna strictly ningthau maharani singna masigi chanabi se follow torme matam aduda ningthau gi rani si ahumari le maiba maibi loshang le maiba maibi loshang na ningthau gi saritra punamak magi tawgadaba thorum thawda punamak maiba maibi loshang na yengchali aduna haiba piribari tu January February amasung July August asigi period sida rani sudi masada ritu chumna lakba rani dubu khallaga ningthongna phijang khalaga masa logdabi yade aidi ishori masa puthoktabi yade haidana phijang khalaga masa ishori masa semba pakhangba puthoi pakhangba hari bisi kanano haibada ipaibu aidi horokpham khangba ipai ma masa khangba horok origin bu khangba dubu pakhang kawi aduna pakhang bana phambal tonggadabani ni thawena panggadabani na lai hakdagi pakhang bana phambal tongbaina chahi lising ani humdagi haura chanaba haure Manipur sida hariba culture se hojik ni thaw haktakta maintain tormi hojikti loinwa kaukthongna khre samasida aduna masigi ningsang nawgi damakta larik ase puthokjabani masigi sanabi lermi se aduna after discussion examination properly on the basis of the culture tradition of the Manipur, I have written these books for publication, for giving notice to the people of the world, not for in Manipur. Aduga makhatarapada masida piriba diagram numitna leiribase khawangda leibatam aduga north abasung south equinox leibatam se si sahi khudingi thoiba matamni ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯗꯥꯏꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯇꯧ ꯀꯔꯝꯅ ꯅ꯭ꯌꯨ ꯃꯨꯟ ꯐꯨꯜ ꯃꯨꯟ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯊꯤꯕꯤꯁꯤꯗ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯀꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯄꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯗꯥꯏꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯝꯁꯤꯅ ꯎꯠꯂꯤ ꯁꯣꯜꯇꯤꯁ ꯑꯅꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯀꯗꯕ ꯅ꯭ꯌꯨ ꯃꯨꯟ ꯐꯨꯜ ꯃꯨꯟꯁꯨ ꯎꯠꯂꯦ ꯂꯣꯡꯒꯦꯁ ꯗꯦ ꯅꯥꯏꯠꯀꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯈꯥ ꯋꯥꯡꯒꯤ इक्विनॉक्स मार्च इक्विनॉक्स सेप्टेम्बर इक्विनॉक्स दा अयिंग नुदिंग चट मानाबा मतमसिदा थोकदबा न्यू मून फुल मून सिजु ओले अदुगा हौजिक अहलमना चनबीना पुथोमसे longest day and night की period से equinox यौद्रिंगेदा at the center of the spring an atom of opposite halves आदि हेग्रोन मपान सारिगेदा मसानी हो हैना अकोना एरो मार्क में पिरिसे before entering crossing equinox of March and September, we have to start life cycle of the earth and the moon. Masi matokaram na puthoke habada aikoigi mother earth na puthoi base woman mother se puthoi woman mother se na magi left and the right ovary degi x male and female x produce toi hariba x male and female x is the life cells of the Lord carried by the earth installed at the middle of the spring an atom of opposite halves masigi sanabi se lai haktak tagi manipur da leri madu hojik ayama people sing the karib ta khang the karib the research sauna de karamba matamda isa pothokadage ishor gi basa pothokadage best side of the godfather goddess matters karam ka pothokaje theory research tawdabadagi oji blind wale adana hojik prithvi ki crisis problem yam se created because of the violation of the natural principles of the earth and moon see akoina main theme of the writing of these books aduga sida mathangi diagram da uliba pakhang bagi papal ne chumnagi manipur da pakhang bai base manipur nate this is the life cycle of the earth and the moon throughout the world masi ancestors of manipur ai thai da alamun singchina maintain torme 9 houses of the humankind pakhang basi puthobe 9 houses the central house maya ide leriba maya na mamai bu chiktan leriba se the central house is home of the energy of the universe is the home of the Lord the life cells are present in every person mipum khudimakta life cells se loinamar lai hariba life cell se akoi maite ne karhan khang energy of the line thuk sanamai line thuk sanamai sina ayimba sanamai sina mapugi tay mapugi mahudi lain ru sana mahi se masigi mahire na sena tay ma haksang de lerega tay bang ni haksang se puthoi bani hingi bani aduna ekoina lain tok sana mahi gi lining si chali bani aduga the head is the x carried by woman and the head and the tail cells are carried by men head and the tail se section nari base center le se mamai bu mayana chik pai se masi forecast transformation of the life cycles by the head and the tails through acts of mother earth see hariba symbol sina fajana mayek sena tai prithvi da leriba mipum ayamana prithvi sida ngasi kowa numit asida khadar kari thoi awangdar kari thoi hebase ayamana khanade after thoroughly examination about the positions of the new moon and the full moon about the position of noon time and the midnight time of the earth opposite axis we have found the solution new moon ama samada thong matamda full moon na winter ta thopugumna noon time da lei matamda opposite halves ta midnight way masigi formula se daily weekly 2 weekly lunar monthly 6 monthly occur on the earth opposite halves after every solstice of December and June quite opposite on north and south masigi formula si lauraga ngasi noon time oiba matamda atopa nakan amada midnight time oi ngasi Sunday way matamda Sunday beginning of the day se weekday se Sunday matamda atopa nakan amada midnight ta Saturday way Saturday Sunday Monday hebase masi prithvi gi kha amasung wangda unatanena chatle northern hemisphere na clockwise aduga southern hemisphere the anti-clockwise uliba diagram se asina nomagi nimita noon time da midnight time da Sunday way matamda atop nakan Saturday way asmai tawdana midnight time ga noon time ga khenba to diagram asina northern south field da light system na sin sanar bise clockwise process or not anti-clockwise process on south se quite opposite on the earth axis se ulli way hai base diagram sina general public ta khangnaba puthokchabani. After thoroughly examination about the facts and the figures of the movement, motion of the earth and the moon around the sun. Mathangda nongmada ahing nungthin ade noon time midnight time se opposite ni summer sina Sunday matamda aduga winter tadi Saturday oidoini Saturday ki Sunday la kadoini midnight che noon time matamda adon midnight oidoriba advance Sunday na handoriba. Sunday is the beginning and Saturday is the end of the week and Sunday is the beginning. Ado Sunday dagi midnight dagi Sunday se hauduini from midnight of the Saturday Sunday begins. In the same way, on the southern hemisphere also, Saturday lang matamda from that midnight Sunday will begin. Because Saturday Sunday is the midnight of Saturday and Sunday. Midnight is the end of Saturday and Sunday is the beginning. See the northern hemisphere dasu southern hemisphere amata way aduga noon time ga midnight time ga se opposite hemisphere da noon time sina summer da way matamda atopa nakana badidi midnight way ba midnight to di Saturday ne ba noon na sina advance ni mana summer ni winter sina opposite half to na morning laga noon time lakadorim ni aduna quite opposite 12 hours different ni aduna Sunday na northern hemisphere watamda Saturday na opposite hemisphere southern hemisphere ni aduga moyi process hai southern hemisphere ki process hai see the anti-clockwise ni aduga northern hemisphere ga na clockwise ni but clockwise process will be started from noon towards midnight and quite opposite to north and the south. Clockwise on the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Ngasigi nongmada thoiba noon time midnight de thoiba opposite hemisphere siga Sunday amasung Saturday opposite hemisphere thopiska samane. It should be different of 12 hours. One is at midnight, another is at noon time. And noon time is the beginning of summer and midnight is beginning of morning hours towards noon time of summer. See, Prithvi the opposite halves the karamna thoke have say see diagram na clearly ulle. Aduna koi khudimangna ngasi ki numise thoi base kadom dana nimit taduri kadai dana midnight no kadom dana summer noon time no kadom dana midnight no hai base wana tena na thoeba. Aduna Prithvi ki laimai southern hemisphere northern hemisphere sida numise amuksu kharom de lei amuksu awangom de lei. Aduna numina labor maikei do aduna summer ni aduna amambas maikei do opposite to na thataruk mamba thataruk ngan ba haise. This is the process of opposite halves produced by the cycle of rotation and revolution of the earth and the moon. Aduna akoina depend to say Prithvi ki thagi cycle of the revolution of the moon around the earth's axis amana revolution of the earth around the sun 6 monthly beginning from after solstice of summer of either half. Aduna either half ki summer solstice ki makhade depend tawbani spring su north ki lei spring su south ki lei. Aduna afaba makhal ki masa masu ishor ki masa puthoke hai tarbadi spring of either half akoina life cycle se produce tawgadabani. Spring time se January February su lei northern hemisphere da aduga July August na southern hemisphere su lei. And we have to select either spring of opposite halves of north and south before equinox for production of the best offspring of the earth and the moon projected by the sun on the earth. Numit unipani kumapani shaba thagi khongset ase kamai tawdana new moon full moon puthoke have se new moon period full moon period of two opposite fields begin after every solstice of summer winter but beginning of solstice must be from noon summer winter towards midnight winter and summer, quite opposite on north and south. After every solstice 6 monthly. So a parent of the people in the human society must select the spring of either half to both the life cells into eggs of mother earth is life birth of male and female at midnight of the full moon week before equinox for the welfare of the society. Haibasi thagi position sina Prithvi ki opposite half se meeting se at midnight and noon time se putho because of the forces of the sun and the moon on the earth. When the earth is in between the sun and the moon. In between the sun and the moon, Earth the labor tamda opposite fields exists asigi meeting time puthoya. See nature the puthok pani masi. We are following the nature. We should follow the nature. Masi the obstruction against the principles of nature akoina commit targadi. It amounts crime against the principles of the nature. Adudane akoy miyoi bane suffer tawri miyamse. Crisis problems am thori ba hue and cry of the society is created by humankind, by the parents of the people in the particular community. Community ema society ema sakut pai se depends to the character and principles of the parents. And it is very important to know by every parents of the people of the society for the welfare of the people and for the welfare of the environments of the Earth's opposite halves. This is about the functions of 12 months of solar calendar by the motions of the Earth and the moon around the sun. And what are the functions played by the moon on the Earth's opposite halves every month for 6 months. This is explained here by this diagram. Makha piriba sahi abagi opposite halves ki diagram se. Kadam batam the opposite halves se meeting wege meet tauge have se. It is meeting in the month of June. Beginning in the month of June, after crossing the solstice of opposite halves, new life cycle starts of opposite halves because of the longest day and night of December and the longest day and night of June. Aduna masi thataruki life cycle si form tawi. Karamatam da life cycle si putokati ge habada asai matakta pangriba January February da heku mapansai July August da heku mapansai flowering period of the amla Ishorgi mapam dagi art and moon principle sidagi production of life cells produced by the cycle of the earth and moon. We have to back our issues from the sun and the moon. Tha thabung ton nacha marang bi pobige haibong sorong mata thada biru haina thabung pharkanda ekoi nei paipuna ni ribase masi folk songs se valuable folk songs maintained by the people of Manipur to spread the knowledge to all parents of the people of the society. Asi mamang ay haktak tagi folk song se maintain torabani. Adu kari da utke habada sida piri ba diagram sina opposite half sigi meeting se nipanu pi se kanano habda magnet baramada center to 0 ni plus 50 minus 50 ni meeting of opposite half se karmatam thoge da 0 degree da masi midnight and noon time sida every lunar month every 6 months of solstice after solstice the spring na tamdi puthui spring na tamsina for humankind and the meeting of two halves after equinox during shortest daytime and night time of the year after equinox of summer winter sina for animal listing animal kinds ni adu the longest day and night occur in the month of December and June is solstice of opposite halves. After solstice, the positions of the sun and the moon begin to form new life cycles. So, before crossing equinox, we have to select the full moon week, January, February, and in the month of July and August, before crossing March and September equinox. Sida piriba diagram sina Manipur ki culture matungina kalamatamda humankind puthokani kalmatamda animal kind puthokadage for the welfare of people in environment se during full moon week sida diagram sina phajana ulle makha tarapada hariwa mathakta paliba singa se Manipur ki culture matungina yumsarol mapan 9 houses of humankind on certain place of the certain region of the land kha wang maning mamang adi sungdai mari pullaga nipan center sika tharaga mapan asi Manipur da lai haktar tagi sanare awang thangmana samu yumpham kha thangmana nungsa yumpham mamang thangmana phiran yumpham maning thangmana tamphai yumpham southwest na lamphoi yumpham aduga northeast na langja yumpham aduga northwest na gadha yumpham aduga south west na maiku yumpham asmai tongdana maige mari sungdai ni pangi chane bi se lai hakta te maintain tori yumsa rol maintain tori aduna yum ama sa matamda tamphai yumpham soga lola lamu yumpham soga nongsa yumpham soga samu yumpham soga yum sane aduga mamang thangbasina akhoi karaman maikai dagi mangal si sang ke base singkhai dagi mangan sagai. This is the highest creatures who can see what is happening on the earth. Have say langja na khwai dagi wang na pairaga what is happening on the earth as we aduga malem prithisidana aho lamui sina khwai dagi yamna afapata khangba kudong thiba awana khangbase lamui sina khangi aduna masi opposite ni aduga khwai dagi seba tawrisi gadhani adu khwai luckiest websina tampai yumpham ni adu hariba yumpham masi tas tawraga koi yumsarol khuduma follow tawgadabne haida lai haktagi koi manipur sanare masi su aina lairikse da pajana neinare matakta paliba sing ase ngasai gi prithvi da thoiba December solstice June solstice equinox Mars equinox September se asina pajana proof tore support tore. This is the only principle to be followed by humankind while living on the earth. Akoi the prithvi da akoi miyoiba lai base. See, it is a chance to live on the stage of the earth as a superhuman being. We should not miss this chance of life on the earth as human being. Miyoina akoi na pogadi lai ningdrabadi hingmada matik sadre. Sanga de hen toli lining by the kaido lie the truth, the principles of truth achum dubani achum principle du like kawi lining by the achum ningba achum to dubu lining ba kawi lining pare kawi aduga lining haibadi lie achum principles lining haibadi madu achum principles ju khomjal tasalaga pareng lengjal laga mayam du utpangamba book to chena sing do adubu lining aina kawi akoda book ana lining haibasi asai phajana tasal khomjan lengjalakba niom niti chana pareng nine lengjalakpado lei pareng dongna adu lairik na koi maitai londa chanari asina aina lairik se ibagi format to haide bathakta palleba sing sina shema sabani ana masi lairik se ir matungda ai lairik series of books igre ahambada Secrets of Life in 2002 then 2002-3 the Century Life Calendar Mathangda, the great book, The Earth and the Moon. Mathangda, the great book, The Environment of the Earth. Mathangda, the role of the moon for women of the earth. The relationship of the earth and the moon is the relationship of the man and woman. And Mathangda, the origin of humankind is the cycle of the earth and the moon around the sun. Larising asi ay Amazon da, Pompinaba, Amasung, Sel Topidaba, ay na sinajay. Amazon na namak Shem Saramatungda, Moina, Kindle da Putoga, soft copy, hard copy, Putokre, Amasung, Shell Tonova, published Ogre. Hariba lyrics in a say, Mipung Kudimana, Papa, Namnava, Aina Amazon da, Putoxabani, Adu, Hariba lyrics in a say, Pangbi ye, Page, Haribadi, Amazon the Sangaga, lyrics in say, download Toba, Yai, Aduga, Manipur. Masagi damakta anapada leba maite masagi Manipur masagi damakta Bengali mayakta amasung maite mayakta translate tawraga phone basu ready tawri aduna masi aina hajari base mayamna khadbiraga lebak sigi sakhonaba maite samasu kanabi damakta Manipur samase kanabi damakta amatta wena unity wena light ki piriba mangal se unity thamaga koina one principle under one umbrella amatoine hingbang amna sakti lenaba mapangal handanaba lyric singse pabiu haidana alaman thamamba poyana thamamba principle se in view haidana mayang yafamda kolamje